I'm going to give you 5 marketing strategies that you can use that are low cost or close to no cost, or really good return on investment that you can use to market your small business. So one of the most common questions I get asked is, Ben, how do I market my business when I've got no money? In fact, one of the questions I get asked a lot is, how do I use social media to get customers without spending a dime? And unfortunately, the reality is that that not spending money means that you're competing with most people trying to market on social media or any of those platforms. Everyone's trying to do it for nothing. The good news is that if you're willing to spend a little bit of your own cash to get some customers in the door, you can get some great results. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share 5 of my tips with you that are low cost or no cost, but also very controllable. If you think about back when I first started in business, and maybe you did, I don't know how old you are, but my business life started before the internet was really a big place to be marketing our business. And the Yellow Pages was really the main place that we advertised, and it would cost somewhere between sort of $10,000 and $25,000 a year for a Yellow Pages ad. Now the bad thing with that was we had to design and develop the ad way before the paper came out or the Yellow Pages came out. We were then stuck with it for a whole year, whether it worked or not. So if our offer didn't work or our headline didn't work, we were stuck with it. The good news today is that you can test and measure different things. So you can try something, do it on a small scale, spend a little bit of money, and if you don't get a result, you can switch it up. You can change things, you can even split test different headlines or different offers. So what's available to you these days is much better than what it was back when I first started in business. So like I said, I've got 5 low cost, some no cost strategies to help you get leads coming into your business. So let's get stuck with that. I've got them written down here. All right, so the first thing on my list is Google AdWords. Now, the reason I think Google AdWords is a great place for you to market your business is you can be so targeted. The other thing is you can set your budget. So you can say, I only want to spend $10 a day. You can say, I want to spend $200 a day. Whatever it is, you can set your budget. You can tell Google how much you're willing to pay per lead. The other good thing about Google is it's extremely targeted. So you can actually target people that are looking for your product or service. So rather than just putting an ad out there and hoping someone who's looking for what you have will see it, this way you're actually marketing directly to that person. So when someone types into Google that they're looking for your product or service, you'll pop up in the ads, and they'll click on your ad and go directly to a landing page that's relevant to them. Now that's really important, is that if you are going to use Google AdWords, that your website is optimized for people coming off of Google onto a specific page that's going to interest them, that's relevant to whatever it is they search for. Don't just send them to a home page. Now, Google AdWords is probably not going to be great if you don't have any money, but certainly if you have a low budget, you can certainly utilize Google AdWords to get some leads into your business. The second one that I've got here is referrals. Referrals is a great lead source for your business. In fact, I wonder, if I asked you, would you like to get more referrals? I'm sure the answer to that question would be yes. In fact, most people love getting referrals because they usually turn into a sale. Referrals are a really good lead source. Well, if I also asked you, do you have an active referral strategy? That means, are you asking your current happy customers and clients for referrals? I bet you say no. Now, this is 95% of businesses, that's how they answer that question. I think it's shocking. The good thing about referrals is it's a very, very cheap way for you to market your business. In fact, you can also make it so it's a cost of goods sold, a cost of sale, by only paying when a referral turns into a sale. Now, in my business, I have a referral partner program. It's a structured program where people sign up and they receive an ongoing commission. If a client comes on board and pays me by the month, then the referral partner gets rewarded for that. It's only a small percentage, but we've got some people that are earning up around $1,000 per month just by being a part of our referral partner program. Now, they feel like they're getting rewarded for being a part, we're getting clients out of it, and the clients are getting a great service. So it's a win-win-win all around. Now, and it costs very little to set up even just to ask for a referral. So I challenge you, this is write down your top 10 clients, and in the next week, contact them and ask them to give you 1 or 2 names of people who they would know would benefit by dealing from you, or dealing with you rather. That's the second one. The third one I've got is Facebook ads. People are really, frustrated with the fact that if you've got a Facebook page, you have to pay now for people to see your posts. Now, I actually think it's a great thing. Now, and the reason why is because people's feeds are now starting to get freed up again. What was happening when everyone would see everything is your Facebook feed would just be full of stuff. And Facebook really quickly recognised and said this is not a good user experience. So they wanted to improve the user experience. So now you have to pay to advertise. Now that may sound silly saying that I love the fact that you have to pay to advertise, but I love it because 90% of people on Facebook aren't willing to invest in the advertising. Yet if you're willing to advertise on Facebook, it's some of the lowest acquisition marketing that you'll ever do. So I suggest that you look into how do you do that for you, what sort of posts should you promote, and how do you do dark posts, which is pretty much just an ad on someone's feed. Just like on Google AdWords, on Facebook, it can be really, really targeted, and that's what makes it such a magical place to advertise their business. The other thing is it can be very low cost if you get it right. Very expensive if you get it wrong, I agree, but very low cost if you get it right. So if you test and measure everything and you use a digital marketing agency that's reputable, that has good referrals, then you're likely to get some good results. That was number 3. Number 4 is get yourself published. Now, I don't mean write a book. What I'm talking about is try and get some PR, get a press release out there. And there's a few different ways that you can do this. I'm going to give you a few tips. My first tip is that you can get onto something like SourceBottle. Now, SourceBottle is an organisation that looks for experts in their field when they've got something that needs to be discussed on the news or in a paper or in a magazine. And they send out an email to their database and say, hey, we're looking for an expert in termites, and we would like this person to appear on television for an interview. And you submit your name and say, yep, I'd love to be that person. And if you get picked, well, then, of course, you get all this free exposure, which is really cool. A couple of things happen. First of all, you get recognised as the expert, which is kind of cool. So it's free advertising for you. The second thing is you can use that footage or the fact, I appeared on Sky News as something you can use in your marketing. So that's one way to get some free exposure, something like SourceBottle. You can look that up. Another great way of doing it is to contact your local radio stations or papers. Or magazines, if they're an industry magazine. These sort of places are always looking for new content. It's very difficult to come up with stories all the time. So if you've got something that is newsworthy, a client success story, maybe a new product, something new you're doing, maybe a charity you're helping, you're likely to get some free publicity by doing that. And my third tip with the getting published is to write a guest blog post for someone. So just have a look and see if there's any blogs that are relevant to your industry, that have a lot of readers and regular content coming out. These blogs are always looking for new content. It's difficult for them to find it. And so, they're always welcoming of great articles or stories that they can publish on their blog. And typically they have a lot of readers and it'll get shared on social media and it'll get a lot of traffic to your website. So look for a blog where your target market are readers of it, and you can write an article that is going to be relevant to that readership, and you'll be able to get yourself published that way. My fifth and final marketing tip for you for a small business that is low or no cost is to use flyers or direct mail. Now you may be going, oh my God, in shock that I'm actually suggesting to do some offline marketing. I think that direct mail and flyers are making a comeback, and yes, you heard it here first. I've actually been testing direct mail and I've been testing flyers, and we're starting to see a better result than what we used to get. And I think the reason for that is because very few people are now using that as a marketing medium. And the good thing with it, once again, just like all the other stuff that I've just run through, is you can do it as a test. Do a small, just send out 500 direct mail letters or 5,000 flyers into letterboxes and see how you go. But I think because there's less and less of them out there now, that they're making a bigger impact. There's less noise, and people are starting to respond to those again. So there you go. There's 5 tips that you can use to market your business. Some are a little bit of cost, some no cost, but certainly, if you're not using those 5 different things, I would encourage you to implement those into your business ASAP. Now, if you've got any other ideas that are low cost or no cost that are working really well for you, put them down here in the comments. Let the other, watchers or viewers know what's going on. Share our ideas. Let's see what we can come up. Let's make below this video a bit of a list of ideas that we can use for marketing. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, and of course, leave your comments down below. If you've got any comments, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, have a very profitable day.